Girls of Reddit, what is the best way a guy you don't know can start a conversation without being creepy or annoying? Gum's gotten mintier lately. I once said to a girl, hey, we are in the same math class, right? And now we are married. Always take math, guys. Always. That's the key. Guy here that learned a hard lesson. It's not about how to approach girls. Learn how to approach people. The easiest way is to compliment every time something catches your eye. To everybody. Not something they were born with or generic. Things like, I love the pattern on that shirt, or hey, that necklace is super cool. I've even complimented makeup. The next step is to read their response. Did they ignore you or just give a simple thanks and move on? Move on. They took the compliment but aren't interested in conversation. Did they get mad? Keep practicing. You picked something they weren't intentionally trying to show you. Did they brighten up and start talking? Carry on, friend. You nailed it. The idea is simple. They picked the thing you complimented because they thought it looked good. Complimenting that is validating their taste and nothing more, which if done casually is really hard to be creepy or annoying. And as an added bonus, it's assumed you are saying they look good in it. So it's two compliments in one with almost no risk of doing it wrong. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of guys don't think it's creepy to ask where I live if I'm on / waiting for public transport. If you've just met me and open with that, there's no way I'm telling you any more locally than in the town / city we are already in. I've asked guy friends about it though, and they all seem genuinely surprised that I thought it was creepy. Have gotten off buses early before because of this, because I felt uncomfortable with a stranger knowing where I live. Don't get me wrong, if we've been chatting and it's likely we'd chat again, then it's okay to ask, but not in the first 2 minutes. Don't automatically hit on me or just assert yourself. Bring in common interests or ask me a simple question like, oh, is that a Manchester Orchestra shirt? Or something like that. I'm super friendly and will talk to most people as long as I don't feel threatened or uncomfortable. If I have my headphones in or I'm reading a book, please don't start a lengthy conversation with me. You like jazz? Keep an eye open for signs of wanting to be left alone, like wearing headphones or reading a book. One very important thing to keep in mind. Approaching with no perception of any common interests will make it difficult to have a genuine conversation that doesn't feel forced. For example, don't just approach someone random because you think they're pretty, only to have this be your only point of attraction. Many girls will write off guys who do this because their intentions are clearly superficial from the get-go. Sure, he was interested in starting a conversation, but his initial attention wasn't drawn by anything substantial. Instead, try to observe a possible common interest to start your conversation with. This could be anything from a band t-shirt from a band you like, to something you overheard her say earlier that shows you have something in common you can talk about. If you want to increase your chances of success with this, try meeting people at places where common interests congregate. For example, people who go to art exhibitions generally have an eye for art. People who go to comic conventions are generally nerdy. People who go to video game tournaments are generally gamers. People who go to sporting events are generally sport fans. This automatically gives you something to talk about, or a small base on which to build a more stable conversation. If you want to further avoid being creepy or annoying, don't go into it with a flirting mindset. Girls know that guys who flirt with them before even knowing who they are tend to be shallow men with superficial motivations. Get to know someone based on conversation first. If that conversation goes really well and you feel like you're hitting it off, and you've guessed that they're single, playfulness and mild flirting isn't out of the question. Tips for the nervous and socially awkward. Don't push yourself to get to know people who aren't reciprocating your conversational attempts, or who seem disinterested. It's usually not a reflection on you, it's a reflection of you both. The other person may just not be interested at the time, or may not share your enthusiasm for the topic at hand. That's okay. A simple "it's been nice chatting with you, see you around" will suffice. Don't force yourself to be interested in a person for the sake of conversation. Try expressing your interest in something within the environment and then bring the person into that conversation. Examples: art at a museum, cheer stunts at a sport event, video game demos at a convention, pool game at the bar. There's always something in the environment that they may already be engaged with. This is a good chance to talk to someone. It puts a lot less pressure on a stranger when they feel like your mutual interest in something else is the reason to continue the conversation, not your interest in them. This also takes pressure off of you, because you can direct get-to-know-you questions at them, or you can talk about the thing in front of you both. If you get rejected or have a disinterested reaction at any point, remember that this is a reflection of your compatibility with that person, not all people. Edit. Thanks to everyone for the massive support and appreciation on this comment. Dyadic relations is my field and I've helped a lot of people with this IRL. I'm more than happy to share this advice with Reddit. Thanks to whoever gave me Reddit Silver. You're a true gem, love. Give a genuine compliment on something small you've noticed, an accessory, personality trait or her laugh. Or try to notice something she's noticing, or looking at, and comment on it. Learn this one from Uncle Aaron. First, you lay your hand on her shoulder. Then you give her the look. Finally, you top it off with the, "Hey, I like your shirt." I don't get the reference but it looks cool. Boom opens dialogue and an interest in what she's interested in. "Hey, wanna see pictures of my cat?" I tend to carry a book or drawing book with me, and while, from time to time, I sink into it and want my peace of mind, whenever I lay it down quite a lot and look around or just decide to lay it down completely for that chapter in Approachable. And I love the question what I'm reading, or drawing, or what book I'm carrying. I can give you a real interest and opinion and let's go from there. You like Huey Lewis and the news, insert name. Be aware of social norms and pay attention to body language. On the one hand, breaking social norms a little bit can help you stand out. On the other hand, people who don't get social norms can come across as creepy, unpredictable, or even dangerous. If the person you're trying to talk to turns away, looks away, closes up their body, etc., take the hint that you're stressing them out and make your exit. The last thing you really want to do is establish a first impression as a source of stress. Some people are into breaking conventions. Some people are going to be into chatting on the bus or whatever. Some people are going to be into it when they're in a group going to a nightclub and not into it on the morning commute. Pay attention to how they're responding, and you'll probably save yourself a lot of very awkward conversations with girls who don't want to talk in that time and place. Find anything you can in common. Just bring up your common interest. Make sure you ask open-ended questions, so the conversation doesn't seem forced. As long as it feels like a genuine interest, it won't come off as creepy. You can be proud of how intelligent you are, but don't show it off. I get that guys try to prove to me that they're super smart, but in that certain context, to a complete stranger, it comes off as patronizing and belittling. Don't dumb yourself down, but try to let the girl do most of the talking at first. Let her warm the conversation up. And give up on trying to flirt with girls who are on the job. Store attendants, waitresses, cashiers, also the gym. Just don't. I promise you, she is not into it. It won't come off as creepy if you start with something that seems like a genuine interest. I go to bookstores a lot, and a guy once chatted to me about how much he liked Murakami since I was looking at some of those titles. This could be something like a band shirt or a video game they're looking at playing. Basically, it's like you see us as a person with interests and feelings rather than someone you're just trying to bang. Not only does it make you seem like you're actually interested, but you'll most likely find a girl you actually have something in common with, rather than just a random human you find physically attractive. I think a lot of people are different on this. The best advice is to pay attention to the responses you get. If I take my headphones out, answer you and then put them back in, then leave me alone. If you are getting one-word/short answers, then also leave me alone. I'm just gonna list some common mistakes I've seen. Know that there are certain topics you should avoid right off the bat. Probably stay away from race/ethnicity and comments on someone's physical appearance. Even positive ones can come off really creepy if you don't know what you're doing. Just be wise and avoid them. Also, don't initiate physical contact. Don't reach out and touch her arm or whatever. Super weird. Don't ask for too much personal information, even if it's in a casual way. Where she lives, what she does, etc. This can be fine if it comes up organically, but just be conscious of the fact that you don't want to look like you're cataloging details about her. One time someone I had just met asked me, "What kind of car do you drive?" Why do you need to know? Also, learn the difference between a girl humoring you because she's trying to be polite and a girl who is genuinely enjoying the conversation. If it's the former, you should disengage, tell her to have a nice day and leave her alone. Drop a Magnum condom on the ground to demonstrate that you have a monster dong. Hey. Hey, of you met. Insert name here. Then promptly walk away. Make a comment about something happening around you. If you're at a bar or coffee shop or restaurant and some random is doing something funny or wearing something weird, point it out. Say a guy across the room is wearing a huge purple hat. Say something like, "Do you see that guy's hat? It's crazy. Would you wear something like that?" And if she responds with a grunt or a single word answer, then she isn't interested and go back to your friends or do your own thing. If she responds with a whole sentence, like, "I like his hat, I'd wear that," then go ahead and keep talking to her. And hashtag X200B. 3 pieces of advice. Back off if she doesn't seem interested in the conversation. If you have a genuinely good conversation, meaning you actually got along well, offer her your number. If she's interested, she'll reach out. If she takes it and isn't interested, she felt obligated to take it but she wasn't interested. If she doesn't take it, say something like, well, thank you for the conversation, or have a good night/day, and smile, then go do your own thing, especially if you're sat next to each other at a restaurant or something and there's no leaving until one of you gets the check. Go on your phone or something to end the conversation fully so she can relax and get back to her own stuff. Don't get ahead of yourself. If you're going to talk to someone, don't make it about getting her number or seeing her again before you even know if you connect. Conversations with strangers are only creepy if you feel like they are trying to get something from you. If they're enjoying the conversation and are happy to stay at a conversation, it won't be creepy. Think of the difference between having chill small talk with the cashier at a grocery store and the kiosk guy who follows you a few steps at the mall. One feels desperate and annoying, and the other is relaxed and can be fun. And #X200B. If you're looking for a new podcast and are interested in dating, I highly recommend you up. The hosts are a man, Jared Fried, and woman, Jordana Abraham, in their 30s and take listener emails about dating and relationships. They do a good job at presenting actionable steps towards being a more fun dater. I listen to it every week because they are hilarious and have very different perspectives on most of dating issues young people face. If she's getting broccoli, just walk by singing choppin' broccoli. If she doesn't laugh, keep moving. With a smile. What I'm hearing here is you can only chat to women if they're wearing a band t-shirt and with no distractions whatsoever. Not an easy thing to find in your late 20s. The secret ingredient is crime. Making an observation about something that pertains to her style/intellect and not her body. Examples include a compliment on a clothing selection or a backpack style, glasses, etc. If you get a positive response and she engages, continue the chat. If she says thank you and departs the scenario, you also have feedback. It's all about reading the feedback/response. A guy at a bus stop asked me what my favorite snack was. We talked about popcorn for 10 minutes before the bus got there. By the time we boarded the bus, I was really wanting some popcorn and he asked me if I wanted to go see a movie and get some popcorn. Of course I did. That guy was a genius. Girls like snacks. A nice smile can go a long way. I think if someone is just themselves and you vibe with them, then it shouldn't be creepy or annoying. Ask what her interests are and create a foundation of your likes and dislikes so you can talk about them. You may end up hating each other, but at least you'll know. Question for girls of Reddit. Top response from a guy. Cock push UPS. Shout out to Denmark. None of the comments will help. You walk up to a girl to say hi. She instantly does the fuck you doing here, and why are you talking to me look ha ha ha. It was Zurich PE, I had a t-shirt with the symbol of Hufflepuff and a guy asked me, so you like Harry Potter? It was the best conversation in my life. I think you just started multiple conversations with girls without being creepy or annoying. Clapping hands. Be Danny DeVito. Talk about animals or a TV show, preferably not one about murder, and just please don't touch us without asking first. I'm a total introvert, so this answer is not mine, as mine would be to nod and not talk, but it is an observation from watching guys come up and talk to either my friends, family, or myself. Be attractive. What an attractive man says comes across as non-creepy way more often than when a non-attractive man says it. I've seen two guys back to back go to my cousin and say, "Hey, great t-shirt. I love that band," and one was deemed super creepy and the other super dreamy and so cool he noticed my t-shirt. The first guy was not great looking and the second guy was very traditionally attractive. I swear this is the most common question on the entire internet. Reading this thread, it almost makes it seem like there is no consistent way to approach a woman successfully, which would imply, women are all different. Deep talks? Make a genuine connection and friendship first. You know you're doing it right if you're up texting until 4 in the morning about everything. Don't be shallow. You hear about Pluto? That's messed up. Don't flirt with women in their workplace. Don't stop women who are really busy / walking fast like they have somewhere to be. Basically, if you have situational awareness and respect, and avoid comments about her body, you're pretty good. Don't compliment our looks outright, that makes you look creepy. Try to bring up something that we can talk about. It can be something basic or something controversial. Controversial topics are either a hit or miss though, be careful. Lots of us like to laugh, keep that in mind. Another thing to note is, if a girl doesn't want to talk to you, don't push the issue. If she is very clearly not in the mood, just stop there. There is a time and place for everything. Honestly, many of us are just looking for a sweet smart guy that will make us laugh. Anything else is just up to personal preference. No sensible female is going to wreck your reputation just because you shot your shot. The worst she can say is no. Best of luck to you, brothers. No serious tag. There's a documentary called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where a guy called Dennis have a lot of wisdom about how to approach women. Look it up. I'm outgoing, so really anything. Shy people, socially awkward people and PPL with social anxiety don't mind coming up and starting a convo with me because I'm very open and friendly. The truth is, you have to be open-minded socially because everyone is different. What judgmental people might consider creepy and annoying, I might find funny or just a normal way to start a conversation, because I've met so many different interesting people that judging someone is unimaginable to me. Be attractive. Asking a normal question or maybe something about her outfit in a non-sexual way. I had a guy ask me what my sunscreen was, it was in like deodorant form, and he commented on how he'd never seen something like that. It opened our conversation and allowed him the opportunity to talk to me without being a creeper. Also, for example, on an airplane, asking if you know the weather at the landing location or stuff like that. It isn't creepy or about her, but it opens the conversation between you. Also know when the conversation is done. Sometimes I'll be friendly and talk to you, but sometimes I have other things I need to do, and if you keep talking and talking and talking, I feel bad and have to be rude to get you to stop. Ask me about my bike and good luck getting me to shut up about it. A common interest, like seeing a shirt with a theme from a show or something and being like, "Yo, you like that too?" and have a conversation about that thing. I remember reading some survey a while back about which icebreaker / first line was the best at starting a conversation with somebody you're attracted to. Apparently high ranked number 1. Just start a conversation like a regular human. If she doesn't want to talk, then move on.